Hello everyone. Today I'm looking at this, which is the MiniCab Driver Plus from Waverley Instruments. It's another great amp simulator. You might have seen already, and I'm going to link below to the videos that I did on the Junior Verb Deluxe and the Junior Verb Deluxe Plus. Those are the kind of Fender style amps, I would say. The MiniCab Driver Plus is much more of a Marshall style thing, and the Plus version, like with the Junior Verb, the left-hand side of this MiniCab Driver has been around. It's been available for a while, and that's a great Marshall style amp. But again, the Plus means you get this whole right-hand side, which Rob has just turned. He's just put all this cool stuff on here. I'm going to reset it. There we go. So where are we? Reset control. So this is the kind of stock sound. Put my guitar in the middle position. Cool, right? It's I'm gonna give it a bit more gain. So drive. You've got the cab sim here. Turn the buzz kill on. The buzz kill's great still, 50 hertz around here. And more drive. So the tight switch here. I mean, it makes it sound tighter. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing, but I mean, it just does what you want it to. I'm going to leave it off for now, though. Lead, I think it's just more gain, right? So cool. That's great. That's a useful switch. The EQ section, I'm going to turn the treble down a little bit just because this guitar is super bright. The room control, I've spoken about that at length on the previous two Junior Verb Deluxe videos because I love it. I'm going to switch it to small room and turn the control down a bit so we can look at this stuff over on the right hand side. So the amp config is essentially a control which tries to reflect the kind of different character that this style of amp had during the 1960s, 1970s and 1980s, which, you know, the amps generally got more gain, you know, so they got a lot more overdrive potential, and the EQ kind of changed a bit on them and various other things. So you've got a 60s, 70s and 80s switch, and then there's this vintage switch, which I'll come to in a minute. For now, let's listen to this. So this is the 60s one, okay? Bit more drive, I think. Where are we? Cool. I'm not going to touch anything except this 70s character switch. Nice. So yeah, more gain. 80s, okay. Ah, yeah, we're definitely getting into kind of hair metal territory there. Maybe if I took the tight switch on for the 80s sound. I'm going to turn that off for now. So go back to the 60s. I'm going to put the vintage switch on and off now for each of those settings. So here's my 60s amp config with the standard speaker. Now the vintage one. So yeah, it's essentially a bit of a different EQ curve on that. That's quite a marked difference actually, isn't it? I think I prefer the vintage on the 60s one, certainly just for my taste, you know. Okay, cool. Let's try the same on the 70s. So this is the stock 70s one. Another vintage one. Yeah, I prefer the vintage one again. It seems a bit more subtle on the 70s one. But it is nice. I do like that a lot. Let's try the 80s now. Let's see what's going on. So here we go, 80s standard. Put the vintage on. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe a touch less drive. Hold on. Yeah. Should have dug out a Les Paul for this, shouldn't I, really? I'm going to leave it on that setting for now while we look at the power sag thing. So the sag is the same as on the Junior Verb Deluxe Plus, which I spoke about. Again, link below. It's to emulate the way that amplifiers deal with kind of big, loud transients, and the way that means they suck a load of power. And it kind of works a bit like a compressor, basically. There's a write-up below that explains it better than that. I'm going to turn it on. So for the authentic rock and roll sag. Maybe a bit more. Nice, does what it says. Now the cab config, this is cool, right? Because a lot of those classic Marshall sounds, a lot of them are on a 1x12 or a 2x12, but a lot of them are on a 4x12 as well. So I'm going to go straight for a 4x12 and see how that affects the sound. Okay. So yeah, I just was scrolling through them then. I like the 2x12 on that actually, I think. Let's see. Might need bridge pickup. Try the 4x12. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? That's definitely the one. Let's try this vintage switch again. Whoa, that's bright. Let me turn that down. It's my guitar. Sounds great. Sorry, I'm just getting carried away playing now. I'm going to leave it on the 4x12. Let's move down to this mic sim. So this is, like you would expect, it's a mic simulator. Okay, so the way you mic an amplifier and the type of microphone you use and the placement and all the other stuff has a huge effect on how it actually, sounds when you record it. This is to kind of give a flavor of a dynamic mic and a condenser mic. So the dynamic, something like an SM57, tends to have a kind of high resonant peak somewhere up in the high frequencies, which really can help it kind of have a bit more presence sometimes. That's probably the wrong word, but it cuts through a mix a bit more. So I'll just switch it in. Here we go. You know what, I'm going to do it on the bridge, so the neck pickup, because the last thing this bridge pickup needs is more top end. Too much, too much. Let's go middle position. Okay, so this is it off. Dynamic. I like that. Condenser. So again, it's just kind of subtle EQ and field changes, but it's a big difference actually in the way it sounds, even though the change is quite subtle, if that doesn't make any sense, does it? But it's what I mean. Let me try again. So you get a bit more kind of low end stuff going on with the condenser. There's something in the mids too. Where are we? Yeah, I think I really like the condenser, but I think the dynamic might be the kind of thing where you switch it in when you're mixing it in with other instruments, and it'll help it just to really cut through. I'm going to leave it on dynamic then. So then you've got a master volume control here, very useful for when you're cranking up all the gain over here. Now this bit, if you don't know what ADT is, it stands for automatic double tracking, and it's a technique. I can't remember the name of there was a hardware unit, but it kind of became popular in the 70s, 80s, and it was a way of kind of faking doing double tracking, which is when you record the same part, twice or more times. And when you do that, no matter how good you are, there's always a little bit of a discrepancy between takes. So automatic double tracking is basically faking that discrepancy between takes with kind of a little bit of delay. Normally, is how they do it. The automatic double tracking on this has got that going on. It's also got a spread control, which spreads the sound in the stereo field, and a drift control. Now the drift control basically adjusts these are tiny delay times, and the drift control makes it more kind of human-like by varying those tiny delay times by tiny amounts. And the mix control is how much of the double tracking you turn on. It's an addictive effect. I'm gonna play a chord. I'm gonna turn it on. It's so fun. It's so fun. I'm just going to fiddle with the controls a bit, but if you're looking for any kind of like 80s style guitar sound, just turn that on. That's it. That's all you need. It's great. I'm going to put the room. I like a small room on this. It's kind of a. There we go. So you just get a little tiny bit of the room in there. I'm going to turn the spread up high, turn the drift up a bit. Turn the mix up all the way to see what happens. All right. Oh, that's so cool. I'm gonna drop the volume a bit Turn that up, turn the tight on and the lead, put the spread up high, turn the drift down a touch, and see if we can get some kind of super 80s lead tone happening. I should have humbuckers really, but let's see. Too much spread, I think. What about if we turn the spread all the way down, just to see what that sounds like? Let's turn the room off. Get some kind of ZZ Top vibes going on here. I'm going to give either, hang on, where are we? I'm going to, just for fun, I'm at there, ClipDriver. Let's get the ClipDriver in there for the, in the effects loop. So the ClipDriver is basically a kind of tube screamer-esque overdrive, right? So I put that in the effects loop here, turn that on. More of that, less of that. Less drift, I think. Less spread. Maybe a touch less mix. Maybe more spread. Maybe more spread, but no drift. What's that like? I mean, I'm just messing around now. I'm just having super fun. This ADT thing is so cool. Put that in a large room, right? Just for fun. So there we go. That is the MiniCab Driver Plus from Waverley Instruments. It's another great amp sim. Like between this and the Junior Verb Deluxe Plus, that's so many different guitar tones, so many different tones. I love the automatic double tracking. I'm going to see if I can get Rob to put that in a separate effect because that's so cool. Anyway, check below. There's links to other stuff. Click like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a load more videos on this and various other stuff. And yeah, check it out. I'm going to play out on this, but I'm going to go for something. Where are we? Let's go 70s. A bit less gain maybe. Although, where are we? Hold on. There's all these cool effects. Where are we? The fuzz bomb. Let's try the fuzz bomb instead of the ClipDriver for this one. Just as a 70s full on freak out. Let's see how this sounds, shall we? Okay. Haha, that's so cool. Right, check it out. I'm going to play. It's super fuzzy. Less room. So cool.